Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And that's weirdly echoey. It's not one thing, it's another. Welcome back to Let Us Play. I'm your host, Father Evan. Ads will be starting in just a moment. Normally, I like to wait for those to finish, but we're already starting really late. And we're not even going to go the full 2 hours because I have dinner in an hour and 20-ish minutes. So that's how long we're going to go. So good to see you, Gail. Good to see you, Love. Gail, congratulations. You have won a crown of firstdom. A crown of embarrassment. My goodness. I'm locking myself out of my own office. And of course, it's the weekend that my boss is out of town. And it was after the only people who had access to the keys were gone for the day, except for my superior, who was at a doctor's appointment. It's a comedy of errors. Good to see you, Craig. Good to see you, Bad Roxy. I appreciate and deserve the slow clap you gave me in the Discord, Roxy. Anyway, let's dive in. It's time for some Yoshi's Island. Okay, so here's something that I discovered. We have a spare key. Or had being an operative word. Because I locked myself out of the office pretty early on when I was here. And this is the first time I've locked myself out of the office in a couple months. And we have a hide key for just such an occasion. So I went to where it is. It's gone. The hide key is missing. A couple months? Yeah. I lock myself out of my office every now and then. Look, it's not my best. It's usually, we'll leave the office unlocked for a while, but then like a weekend like this comes up where I'm the only one around, so I'll lock it. And then I'll forget that I've locked it. And I'll be like, my keys are kind of annoying in my pocket today. I'll take them out. Everything will be fine. Narrator's voice. Everything was not fine. So yes, not my best. This is not what I was expecting. Giant enemy crab. Okay. I thought that would take me back to the main hallway or something. Nope. No. Bad fish. Ah! I don't know why I thought I could sneak under that. Okay, I'm playing a little frazzled, as you might imagine, after trying to spend the last little bit getting back into my office. I need to take a deep breath. Bucket makes best boat. Also, shout out to the Yoshi series, because it's actually done some really fun creative things since like the Wii era. They had a Yoshi's Crafted World, or Woolly World was first, where everything was like made of yarn. And then they made Crafted World on the Switch, and everything looks like it's made out of homemade crafts, and it's adorable. No, no. This game can be a game of cascading failures. Like, you lose Mario, and then you panic, and then you get hit. Must avoid bombing Shy Guys. Who gave them ordnance? This cannot be legal. Come here, Crab. I need to jump over you. Is that what that room with the crabs was teaching me? Is just that you cannot defeat Crab? I guess that's an important lesson. Everything becomes Crab, so you cannot defeat Crab. No. Screen, please. Screen? I don't think I can pop it unless it's on camera. Game. I'm already embarrassed and flustered enough today. I don't need you making it worse. Hey, we're out of there. No! I'm supposed... No! So rude! I can't believe the frog did that. Oh, it's this boss. Great job, Yoshi! Now you will be frog lunch! Oh, you have no idea, Kit. Wait until you see how you fight this boss. It's very rude. We have been consumed. Why is there a uvula in his stomach, though? Great question. I was worried I'd missed there. Nope. I hate this boss on so many levels. No, that has implications I don't want. I forgot about this boss. I always forget about this boss because I kind of try to remove it from my memory, and then it happens. I was very ew. Yes, that is the last we ever have to deal with it, though. They never revisit that concept. Thank goodness. Yeah, and if you're saying you, Kit, that means something. Go stealing my baby. I'm trying to rescue this baby. I don't know why this baby wants to go further into the jungle. Hey, happy feast day, well, solemnity of St. Joseph, universal patron of the church, husband of Mary. This is different from the Feast of St. Joseph the Worker, which is the same St. Joseph. But in the immortal words of St. Joseph, anyway, there's a lot of great devotions to Joseph. Go to Joseph, which was originally penned, I learned this morning, by the 16th century. Was it Teresa of Avila, or was it Catherine of... It was either Catherine of Siena... No, Catherine of Siena is earlier. It was Teresa of Avila who came up with that line. One of your faves? Yeah. Or at least made it popular. I don't know if she herself came up with it. Too steep of an angle. There we go. But I do love pulling the joke of in the immortal words of St. Joseph and then saying nothing. I've done that in at least one homily. And everyone wanted to laugh, but they were like, wait. It took them a moment to get it, and then it was too awkward to start laughing, so it's kind of a hilarious, awkward silence. Okay, that one star just did not want to cooperate and went away. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh. Well, we didn't make it in time for the extra coins. Oh, well. Ah, joke's on you, game. I've already forgotten everything. Oh, oh well, we got some things that I don't even know how to use. Sorry, Joseph often gets clips by St. Patrick. Yeah. No, I think definitely culturally, and which is sad because, I mean, here both are solemnities, but in general, Patrick is a memorial. He might even just be an optional memorial for all, like, I don't remember. But I think culturally, there's, you know, kind of the semi problematic way of celebrating St. Patrick's that gets adopted. And that's not a judgment on Patrick or the devotion to him, but, like, you know, let's face it, we've all seen a few too many college parties on St. Patrick's Day. Oh no, it's Sonic! It's a blue hedgehog! And Joseph is, by definition, the universal patron. Although I learned that that is a later title given to him. Much late, like it was given to him in the 19th century, at the end of the First Vatican Council. I didn't realize it was that recent in the life of the church. Because he was chosen as the apparently because what happened is he was chosen as the patron for the First Vatican Council, and when that ended, and the way it ended, with the Italian army kind of taking over the Vatican, and, well, taking over Rome, I should say. Universal patron means he's the patron saint of all places and all peoples. Patron not otherwise specified, Joseph. Well, patron specified, Joseph. Like, it's not just an unspecified. It is a specified, too. He's a universal dad. Oh, I didn't get that key. No! Oh, these things in the background. These like, puffballs. I thought you could stand on them. I might have to remember this level as a place to farm 1-ups. Horse streak. He was at the dentist the entire duration of my stream yesterday. Oh no! I'm sorry. It wasn't intentional. I think you can watch the VOD and still get it. But anyway. One of your students found out that his birthday celebration stayed just now. He wants to have his confirmation say, hey, that's awesome. It's kind of a great example. Sometimes, you know, we pick confirmation signs, and sometimes they pick us. They have gamified viewer retention. They know exactly what they're doing. They know who their audience is and what they're doing. Bad Sonic. No, I said bad Sonic. Where is that key? I thought I saw it earlier. Maybe I'm thinking of a different level. Oh, there was something over there. Because it's not this. This was that bonus area. Those little guys pop. Everything pops in this game. It goes pop. Including me, apparently. Unless you fry them. Okay, so we'll come over this way. Ah! I almost made it, but I don't think that's where it's at. Key must be earlier in the level. So to get back to the start, we'll go this way. This takes us up there, I think. Yep. You know, I had like 25 stars at one point. I had like a ton of time. Key! Key! We have seen the key. You okay? You okay there, bud? You doing all right in the corner? I'm tilting out. This is that same level. Oh! Oh, I hate this level. I do not have any distinct memories of this level, but I hate this level. Look, there's another way we're supposed to go to get the key. You know, well, we have to go back out that way anyway. Or... Oh, okay. Okay. Progress. I think I can just go this way. I don't have to go up. I hate these little Sonics. They really just need... Okay, no, I do have to go that way because that platform's too tall. Unless... Yes! Thank goodness. You're meant to hate the Sonics. Less likely to buy a Sega Genesis. Yeah, well, Genesis doesn't what Nintendo do. I actually had all 5 flowers. And it still didn't let me win. Game. So rude. Wow, we actually got all the coins and all the flowers. You know what, the monkey didn't steal the baby, so it's fine. I have a bad feeling about this swing of monkeys. I knew it! Oh, all the monkeys are... Oh, they're not drowning. Okay, they're swimming. I was just worried for a moment. It's like, that got dark. How did that monkey get trapped in there? No, no danger, crab, please. What? Oh, no! I was not paying attention. It's a real hazard of the job. Okay, that was me thinking I could actually sneak through there like that. Oh my goodness, I have no iframes once I land with the baby. That's... No! Why does everyone hate me? Whoop. Don't really want to go down there with you guys. I want out of this world. Please, take me to World 4. I'm sure it can't be worse, right? Right? That's a big fish. Why does the big fish have lips? Oh my goodness, cheap. Cheap, taking cheap shots. See, this is what I mean by cascading failures. Oh, interesting. Okay, so that... If you've lowered all of those, it gives you a platform. And there's like a very narrow space. So probably like 1-up or something. This is mathed up. I remember this castle. I don't trust anything in this game anymore. Although I do think the pixel artwork is done really well. Or as we used to call it, art. Oh, they did that on purpose. They knew exactly what they were doing with that. Devious game devs. Oh, so I picked up the first two Final Fantasy VII Remake games. They were on a good sale this week. How is babysitting? The baby tried to do something dangerous yet again. It did. Like most babysitting jobs, the baby is the greatest danger of them all. Like getting locked out of an office. Okay, first of all, how dare you? Second of all, it's only slightly my fault. What's up? I need some eggs. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. No, you're too kind. Thank you. Okay, that should be enough. Look, all I'm gonna say is mistakes were made. You've enjoyed what you played of the first remake game? I've heard good things, and they look pretty, so... And it was a good sale, and I had some gift money, so I was like, you know what? Sure. You like it more than the original? Okay. Hardcore purists would say you are wrong. I don't have an opinion. I think the first is fine. I don't think it is... I think a lot of it's tinged by nostalgia. Rebirth is huge. Yeah, I noticed. 150 gigs. Hardcore purists need to expand their horizon. Yes. Give it up, Yoshi! You Yoshi without a name. That's a really weird insult and has some weird implications. I'm not touching that. It's close to 100 gigabytes on Switch 2. That's actually kind of impressive that they somehow shaved 50 gigabytes off. So you're not putting that onto your base model Switch 2 at least. That's for darn sure. Give me eggs. 50 gigabytes of assets. Well, at least they didn't make it the cloud-based that they did for Kingdom Hearts, which still doesn't work. It's gotten slightly better with the updates, but I tried it out. It's still bad. And the Switch 2 could handle the Kingdom Hearts HD remakes. Oh, it's just 3 hits, that's all? So your gift cash money turns into tithing and tipping? I don't know if that quite counts as tithing, but I get what you mean. Rebirth is also $50 on the Switch too, let's see. You're paying more for fewer gigabytes. Let us never speak of World 3 again. Final Fantasy stream when? I will actually... So I also picked up 10, because I think that has some interesting stuff. Faith-wise to talk about. Post-game Hearts 3, eventually. 7 is on the list, though, of... On the short list of games for RPG Monday. As is 6. It's actually kind of amazing I haven't done a Final Fantasy yet. Plus, you've seen that on the voting for the next RPG game. I've had Final Fantasies on there, I'm pretty sure. Final Fantasy 14 when? You mean the award-winning MMORPG that you can play up to level 70, including 2 DLCs for free, something? Yeah, never. I don't really like MMOs. You missed 14? What, did you quit 14? Like, I'm pretty sure 14's still active, so I know it hasn't, like, gone away, unlike 11. Although 11 might still have some servers, I don't know. Again, I've never really been... Oh boy, touch fuzzy, get dizzy. I put that as the notification as a joke, but it's true, apparently. Oh no, we got dizzy. Oh dear. Hello, Mel. Welcome on in, Raiders. You are connecting. The system may just be a little slow. Oh, Yoshi's dizzy. Oh no. Oh, I didn't want to actually. Oh dear. Just walk it off, Yoshi. Just walk it off. Anyway, welcome on in. I'm Father Evan. I'm a Catholic priest. Stream here on Twitch 4 days a week, looking at the intersection of faith and gaming. Today, slightly shorter stream because I accidentally locked myself out of the office. Anyway, how y'all doing, Mel Raiders? Long, short story. It's fun faded, and I've sadly not been able to recapture it. So what you're really mourning is the loss of that fun experience with your friends, which is an entirely valid thing to mourn. I'm glad I made it back into my office raid 2. I need to have a chat with Father Dave, because our spare key went missing. And I'm not gonna name names because I legitimately do not know what happened to it, but as he's the one who could get a new one cut to put in there, or find the old one. Well, yeah, also the game, but I think the primary thing that you were more. But anyway. So did you did you hunt all the monsters, Mel? Were they hunted adequately? I only kind of know how Monster Hunter works. I tried the one on the 3DS once on the demo, and I do not like how long it takes. Hey, Mithril. Or the weekly quest stuff. Yeah, I got new pendant. Nice. But yeah, the amount of time it takes to defeat a monster, and this shows sort of my bias towards something like Kingdom Hearts. Like, I was like, this health bar is too big, and I'm barely chipping away at it. We blowed up Melanie's phone. What? Are you part of the group chat that is just, like, destroying her Discord? Are you part of the reason that her computer crashed? Beer Fox. You can't help it. We go fast. No, I think you can help it. You could just not write messages. Or you could not write everything as 7 messages and instead write it as a singular message. I don't know. I'm not your mom. Going up your Mac in a hotel and get a massive bloop. Are you on the road? Where are you? Redacted? I love visiting Redacted. You're currently headed to the cooler lit part of New York. Wait, you're gonna be in my city and you didn't tell me? Beer Fox! I'm sad now. Oh, you're upstate? Oh, okay. Well, that doesn't exist anyway. Buffalo. I've been to Buffalo for about 4 hours. So it turns out all those platforms down below, I think, were a safety. Buffalo. Buffalo, 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 buffalo. And all that. Grandpa's turning 99. Well, congratulations to him. This boy's ready to go to heaven. That's kind of how I think a lot of people that age feel, but which is valid. It's still an achievement. One of my Paul's brothers would sometimes, if you asked him how he was doing, he would respond with, waiting for the sweet embrace of death. And it's like, well, fair enough, Tom. Tom's just saying the quiet things out loud. Yeah, well, that was Tom. Let's hear spite. Cool, I made one mistake and there's no way to recover it. I love level design like this. Don't! I prefer to think this level is just don't. Yeah, Tom Stransky, interesting fella. The Paratus assistant to a bishop, Cardinal Bea, actually, at the Second Vatican Council. He had some interesting stories. Fair enough, Tom's going to set response questions very unresponsive. I mean... Fair enough, Tom. No! I jumped too late. Fair enough, Tom. Add to the list of band names. They only do one song, Ground Control to Major Tom. Is this on Switch and therefore can be rewound? No, this is on original hardware. This is a real cartridge in a real Super Nintendo. If I could rewind, I would have. Oh no, Mel, I totally would have. I think rewind, especially in platformers, is a really good feature. It's your fault for playing original hardware. Yeah, how dare I be a collector and think that it's cool to be able to play on original hardware. On stream? Oh, I would totally have rewound on stream. Not every time, but like a sufficient amount of times that, yeah. I mean, I did when I was playing Banjo-Kazooie. Don't you dare steal my baby like that. Oh no. Oh no. I was out of eggs. Ooh, too early. Yeah, this is OG. If I take that close, you can see there's only one shoulder button on each side. Is this just a giant whoopee cushion? Yes! Oh, dear. Oh, speaking of original hardware, I picked up a copy of Chain of Memories for the very first time. I've never actually played the original Chain of Memories. So I'm excited to do that. $48? Well, if we were grading out of 50, that'd be really good. Marching Milda's Fort. Oh, great. These guys. No! Why? I don't like that chomping noise I'm hearing. I really don't like that chomping noise I'm hearing! No! Landing on that guy triggered the animation to squash it, which killed my momentum. That's really weird. That's a very niche problem. Nope! It did it. It happened again. Oh no, he crunched his teeth. This game has a lot of great little details like that. Sad chain chomp. Yeah, no. It's 2:30 already. He's got to go to the dentist. It's like one of my favorite dad/father jokes. I genuinely find it funny. Okay, if I remember how this castle works, there are 4 keys we need to get. When you add and stream and finally come out of your room and realize there's no one else in your house, you're abandoned. Oh no. They'll be back. They have to be back. The cats are still yelling at me. Okay, well, that's normal at least. So I'm going to go through this door, and there's going to be another locked door on the other side. Called it. I like the way they give you the little preview window of like what you're about to endure. Wait a minute, this is just Breakout. Oop, well. It's probably just stars anyway in that corner. I did make it to the 1 hour mark. It's the St. Joseph's Day miracle. Now this will probably be the last level, and then I'll have to wrap up because dinner's at 6:20. No! That spike is insta-death. Maximally rude. I'm gonna get the other 2 keys first now. Why are there so many doors? I'm worried about going through the wrong door and winding up back at the start. Well, that didn't happen. I'm feeling this takes me back to the center room. No, but maybe this one does. There we go. I'm gonna hope there's a save point after each locked door, so like you can use the key, get a save point. Nope. There's just that one. That's great. Flabbergasted indeed. My flabbers have been gasted. Honestly, flabbergasted has become my favorite emote to use. I use that one so much on other people's channels. Oh dear. No! No! Oh! That is absolutely a time that I would have rewound if I had the ability. Yeah, and I have to redo that other one. Yeah, this is kind of the point in the game where they're like, yeah, we're not messing around anymore. Yoshi, yeah, it looks like it's for kids. It's all cartoon and, you know, crayon and, you know, really cutesy, colorful. Oh, this game is hard. What? What? I have never seen Baby Mario do that. That was new. It's all fun and games until someone loses a life. Fortunately, I have 18 more of them. Nope, nope, no. No! He almost launched me into the spikes. Dang it, I need some shells. Some eggs. I think maybe Mario doing that was a function of the enemy sealing him. No, that was a weird combination of glitches, honestly. Or combination of effects that led to that glitch. Because he should have stayed in the hands of that enemy. I think you need to regroup, gain strength. I'll give it one last attempt. We're having a nice Italian dinner in honor of St. Joseph. Someone went and got Sicilian pastries. Yeah, we're having spaghetti and some form of chicken. Marsala that we're having tonight? I don't remember what the menu said. No, it's not chicken marsala. It's, yeah, I don't remember what it was. It'll be good, though. So we're celebrating our Italians and our Irishmen in the same week, as it should be. Berkey shared a live stream from her old parish in Rhode Island where, after getting Giuseppe after Mass. Yeah. Yeah, that is a thing. I mean, Giuseppe is the Italian form of Joseph, so... Hey, dear Hope. Late stream? Yeah. For no particular reason, I had to go live late today. I got locked out of my office. But it's all better now. And my superior, who has the master key to the whole house, was at the doctor's. Okay, 2 keys. Why would you do that? Gonna stream the full 3 hours? Well, I normally do 2 on Thursdays, and no, because dinner's in 10 minutes. So we're hopefully gonna finish up this level. I'm gonna use these keys in a vain hope that there's another save point further in. Because those were the 2 really hard to get keys. I.e. the ones where I died a couple times. Nope. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Huh? I need my money worth, Father, or I will request a refund. Okay. $0 back. Carry the 2. Yeah. Nope, still $0. The French. Hey, an honest gifter is giving Hope a sub. Thank you, Anonymous. But now Anonymous would have to claim the refund. Did I get the key? Yes, I did. Okay. Woo! I bet it was Mel. It might have been, but it was anonymous, so that's by the very nature an unknown quantity. You know, I bet someone has the account An Anonymous Gifter, and they have a lot of random gift subs. Of course, there's a save point after the last one. After the first and after the last. That's so rude. That's like, oh yeah, you got one? Okay, good job. Oh, you're gonna get 3 without dying. Yoshi, oh dear, well, matching mills will pound you to bits. It's a large round lad. Mitosis. Heard something about I would call and complain about random subscription stuff. Your name was Knowles. Now with that, the dangers of middle are defeated. Oh, glad I don't have to replay that level next week. Because that is where we're going to call it. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in to Let Us Play. I've been your host, Father Evan. Join us again on Monday for Kingdom Hearts 3. Tuesday for potentially the finale of Kena. I think it will be, but the game could just be like, haha, surprise, there's more. So I don't know. Wednesday, midweek Minecraft, working on the church. I was gathering some materials for that today. And then Thursday, more of this, Yoshi's Island. And next week, Friday, not tomorrow, but next week, Friday, I will be competing on Game of Favorites. I'm excited. It's been a while since I've been on Goff. It's been great to watch Dr. Nigel compete, but I'm excited to compete again. I think it's been since last year. Anyway, hey, Chizo, thanks for the 113 bits. I don't know what you're talking about, but I have these. That's valid, and I appreciate that. Anyway, yeah, I think that's everything. So thank everyone who's liked, followed, subscribed, given bits, gifted subs, all that good jazz. Thank you for checking out the YouTube and the Discord. I hope you have a great rest of your day and a great weekend. And join us again on Monday. And let's see whose live that we can raid into. All sorts of options might exist because this is a different time. Anyway, let's check it out. Gonna throw you on over to Raw. He's a Catholic streamer doing Resident Evil Director's Cut. While everyone else is doing the new Resident Evil, he's going back to the roots. So raid call is Father Raid. Go give him some love and appreciation. He's a cool dude. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care. God bless.